AMC is gearing up for a big holiday season movie slate headlined by the latest Black Panther. This is the movie theater giant looks to bounce back from a slower release schedule in the third quarter that weighed on results. Let's get right to it with AMC Theaters CEO Adam Aron. Adam, always nice to get some time with you. Thanks for taking the time. So I went to my theater recently and I was like, well, where'd all the movies go? Have you talked to studios and what is going on here? Shouldn't there be more movies in the theaters, and what does that schedule look like next year?
Well, first of all, hello, Brian. Second, that's like 5 questions, if I can remember them all.
I'm a former analyst. I have to fit them all into one. You know how it goes.
Yes, the movie slate was light in August and September. If you look at the visitation at our theaters, per movie, we're doing just great. People aren't afraid of going out because of the coronavirus anymore. Life is returning to normal. But if you actually look at the movie industry, the releases theatrically are down 20 to 30%. And that appears to be mostly because of all the production delays 1 and 2 years ago because of COVID. It does take a good solid 2 years to make a movie. And so we just haven't had as many movies out. And so, yes, when you've gone to our theaters, especially August and September, it's been pretty light. You know, we had a big run of movies starting Memorial Day weekend with Top Gun Maverick, and there was Jurassic World Dominion, and there was Thor, and there was Minions, and there were a whole bunch of movies out. But boy, the number of titles out, big titles out in August and September was slow. That all changes today, because tonight is the informal opening of Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. The official opening is tomorrow. We're expecting this to be a huge movie. We won't know until we do all the ticket counting, but our advanced ticket sales are frothy. They're robust. I personally think that Black Panther: Wakanda Forever is going to be the second biggest movie title of the year, second only to Top Gun Maverick. Right around the corner is Avatar 2, The Way of Water, Damien Chazelle's movie Babylon, another Disney movie, Strange World. We got a lot of big titles coming out. So the year should end up nice and strong.
Okay, and so it sounds like you're confident that, I mean, we could be looking at a toss-up here that Black Panther: Wakanda Forever might, based on some of those advanced ticket sales, might top Top Gun?
That's a pretty tall order. Top Gun was an enormous hit. So I think I'm comfortably going to say it's the second biggest movie of the year, and we'll all find out together. But look, that's no small thing, second biggest movie of the year. And hats off to Disney, because the people who've seen the film already are just raving about how good this new Black Panther effort is from Disney Studios and Marvel, of course.
Adam, where's the AMC popcorn? When does it hit, and where's it hitting?
So AMC Perfectly Popcorn is something we are very excited about. We sell, on a good day, we sell 50 tons of the stuff. And people really like it. And they like it for a reason. It's because we actually buy the best grades of corn. And so we have very fine popcorn. And we also know how to prepare it. And our food and beverage culinary teams have been working for a year now to come up with menus, if you can call it, our recipes, I guess is a better way to say it, recipes for both ready-to-eat popcorn and microwavable popcorn. We've been in talks with national retailer after national retailer. The packaging is done. It's stunning. Our distribution plans are pretty much final. I'm pretty sure it's going to hit the shelves sometime early in the first half of 2023. And we expect to sell a lot of popcorn around the United States.
Do you anticipate needing to continue to push price through to consumers, or at least having different pricing mechanisms depending upon the type of title and the demand that you're seeing for that title?
You're leaving popcorn in the supermarkets and you're coming back to theaters, right?
Yes, sir.
It happens to be illegal under antitrust law to talk about pricing prospectively. And I do like staying on the right side of the law. So I'm not going to make any comment about our pricing strategies going forward. But I can say this because it's obvious to one and all. We're in a big inflationary environment right now. Inflation at, I think it was announced this morning at 7.7%, so it's coming down, but few weeks back ago, it was announced at 8.6%. This is the largest consumer inflation in the United States in 41 years. And as costs rise, companies have no choice but to pass those costs on to consumers. But that's, I think, all I can say on the subject.
Adam, you and your team were, I would say, pioneers in your industry and early adopters of accepting crypto into your platform. I'm sure you're watching what the fallout here in crypto. Are you reconsidering accepting this as a form of payment?
No, there's no reason for us not to accept it. We did all the IT work and programming work to be able to take it. And interestingly, there was real benefit to AMC beyond just who would pay for a movie ticket with a $20,000 Bitcoin. They got a lot of change back, or Doge or Shiba, or all of them. And that is, we actually didn't have the technology in place to do Apple Pay and Google Pay. And it was the same programming we had to do to take crypto. We had to, it also gave us the ancillary benefit of being able to honor Apple Pay and Google Pay online. And like literally instantly, like a fifth of our payments online was coming in Apple Pay or Google Pay. So it was a very good move by AMC to do that. And we're not taking cryptocurrency risk. We convert into dollars almost immediately as soon as we take the crypto. So we're going to continue to do it. And we know that amongst our shareholder base, that's a popular decision.
You've also been showing the shareholder base that you're more willing, perhaps than ever before, to make some diverse investments, whether that be in mining, whether that even be in accepting cryptocurrency as well. And so is there anything that's next on the docket that you would like to put some of the cash, put some of the liquidity from AMC to work on?
Well, yes, in fact, and we talked on our quarterly earnings call yesterday, or I guess it was 2 days ago. Time flies.
It's all blur, Adam. It's all blur.
Yeah, when you're having fun, it's all flies. We talked about the fact that we expect to launch a branded credit card, an AMC branded credit card, in January or February or March. Hopefully sooner, as soon as we can. We also announced just this past Monday night what I think is a really intriguing partnership with Zoom. Zoom, the leading communications platform. A lot of us have lived our lives on Zoom the last 2.5 years. We do right now at AMC about $20 million a year of meetings business, where people come to a movie theater to gather instead of maybe going to a hotel ballroom or a hotel meeting room. But right now we're limited. We can only meet in one venue at one time. But we announced that with Zoom, we're going to install Zoom, a very sophisticated Zoom equipment, in 17 of our theaters or in 17 major cities in the United States in 2023 to create what we're calling Zoom rooms at AMC. And this will allow people to have meetings all across the country where they can both gather in person in some sizable numbers. Our auditoriums can hold 50, 75, 100, 125, 150 people. But they can do it not only with the 50 or 100 people who are sitting in that particular theater, but thanks to the superb technology of Zoom, we can patch them in and link them up with theaters all across the country at the same time. We think that's going to be a real boost for our meetings business, and that's the next one to come after our investment in last winter in Highcroft, the gold and silver mine out in Nevada.
That kind of brings me to my next question around locations. For so much of the recovery, it was about bringing theaters back online. And now perhaps it becomes a conversation about, when you talk about Zoom rooms, expanding the footprint for AMC even further. Real estate's expensive right now. What is that trajectory? What's that pathway look like for entering into new markets from your perspective?
Well, actually, in our case, we are in a unique position in our industry. You said something nice before, that we were more innovative than our competitors. There's something else that's going on vis-a-vis our competitors. AMC raised a lot of money in 2020 and 2021. We raised $2.25 billion by selling stock into the marketplace. And so when you look at our cash reserves, At the end of the third quarter, we had $900 million of liquidity. At the same time, in early September, the second largest movie theater chain in the world, Cineworld in Europe, Regal in the United States, had to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection because it ran out of cash. And there are a number of smaller movie circuits that are in real trouble because they didn't raise the kind of money that we raised during the pandemic, and they're running on fumes. The box office has been light in August and September. And I think there's going to be an opportunity for us to pick up theaters quite inexpensively and pick up really high quality theaters and potentially quite profitable theaters. So right now in our industry, because of the unique position we're in, that we have liquidity and a lot of our competitors do not, I think we're going to be able to actually pick up more very fine locations and do it at bargain basement prices.
Adam, you're a huge presence on Twitter, and in many respects have led the way in terms of CEO communications with investors on the platform. I'm looking at your account right now, almost 280,000 followers. Do you have any concern that this platform is now owned by Elon Musk? And have you seen any changes in your communications on the platform since he has taken ownership?
Well, I haven't seen any changes in the week that he's been around Twitter. I mean, we certainly read in the paper that there are changes taking place at Twitter, but as a user of the medium, I haven't seen it myself. Look, Twitter is one of the most fascinating communications vehicles that our country has seen in many a decade. I receive literally thousands and thousands and thousands of inbound messages every single day. I follow about 3,000 of our shareholders on Twitter because I want to hear what's on their mind. And when I communicate via Twitter, which I do, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 times a week, it's not just my 280,000 followers who get it, but it's retweeted and it's retweeted and it's retweeted. And, you know, I've had tweets that have been read as many as 7 million times, one tweet. And all this communication, this two-way communication, outbound from us to the general public, to moviegoers, to our shareholders, and the inbound communication back, it's all instant and it's free. And so it really lets us put our finger right on the pulse, especially what our shareholders and what moviegoers are thinking. That's very valuable to us. So it's such an important communications vehicle. I hope that Elon Musk runs it responsibly. He paid a lot of money for it. It would be foolish of him to destroy it. He's a smart man. And so hopefully he will do good things with Twitter. We're all going to find out together.
Well, indeed we will. Keep on leading the charge there at AMC. AMC CEO Adam Aron, always cool to get some time with you. We'll talk to you soon.
My pleasure. Thank you for the time today, Brian.
Thanks so much.